Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Wow, I was talking about some real crap here. I remember, I'm not even going to talk about it unless it comes up in the future of what I'm doing. I ain't going to talk about it. But what I will talk about, I saved the best for last, you guys. Did you hear about what happened to Donald Trump at his rally? Shots popped out. I was in the middle of something when I got the email. I was like, this couldn't be real. Another JFK assassination. It just couldn't be real. So who would want Donald Trump dead? You just gotta go to the source. Now, what was really funny is whether or not they're going to give out a statement or not. The left, not the higher ups, but whether they're going to give out a statement saying we feel bad for what happened to Donald. That would be the smart thing to do. But if you just don't say nothing, you just don't say nothing, what does that look like? So, White House, I'm giving you some real good hints. You know, have you seen Paid in Full, how Cameron did? You know, how he killed that dude, and then he was like, when the other dude was asking about, have you seen Sonny Man? He's like, no. Well, where the scratch marks come from? I was just with this bad woman. You better play it off. But at the end, the FBI raided him, and he got 20 to 50 years. And he talking about when I come out, I'm still gonna be king. But yeah, I'm just joking. I'm in a joking mood today. I'm not saying the White House did it. I don't want no repercussions because I got procedures coming up and I don't need that on me. But I'm just joking about it because I'm like, who would have motive? Who would want him dead? Secret Service like climbed over him. He looked like he got shot too. The picture looked like he had something in his mouth and stuff. I'm like, I know, because I looked up to him as a father figure. So I'm like, I know he did not get shot. I know he did not get shot. That would really blow my world. And I'm not saying that in no sexual way. I'm saying that in a loving, caring way. You know, it's hard to explain, man. It's very hard to explain, but at the rally, somebody was popping. It sounded like gunfire. And so Secret Service, I give it to that white woman Secret Service agent. She hovered over him. I'm like, woohoo, you go, woman. She was taking the bullet like they trained to do for the president, former president. And I appreciate that. You know, like I would do the same, man. I would do the same. You know, I wonder what that popping sound was if it wasn't gunfire at his rally. Maybe a recording or because they check everybody before they come in. I didn't believe it until I seen the pictures and everything. So I was like, whoa, what is going on? So I was just looking at three videos. Carly, not Carly Rae Jepsen, but Carly Jameson or something like that. I heard her. She came out in the 70s and it's called You Are So Vain. The video was a masterpiece for that era. And then I watched Janet Jackson. I Bet You Think This Song Is About You with P. Diddy and Missy Elliott in there. And then I watched Mary J. Blige, All That I Can Say, without crying. And because that's the last song my mother CD my mother ever heard. She passed away at age 43, and that's what scared me. But I know I'm going to be good because I'm getting regular colonoscopies, and I'm trying to eat healthy, but it's like, so I have a colonoscopy coming up. I won't say what day, but I do have one, and pretty much that's that. She caught colon cancer. They tried to take it out, but spread it. It spread it everywhere, and she sat up there, and something bad happened to her. We will never know. I was looking at and thinking about that Batman. Two of the Batman, like Batman, reminds me of Elon Musk because he's it's so funny. It's so funny, but it's not quite Elon Musk. But since I'm about to fix my video, it's not going to take nothing but uh, how many minutes is on here? Hold on, 39. I'm gonna cut some down, but I'll be good. So you got the cheap clothing Batman with the crooked Batmobile, the Batmobile that's a lemon. And then as you went to George Clooney, George Clooney went against, oh, what's going on in America? And then Mark Zuckerberg, I have to go on you, Marky. So come to find out, Mark is giving back Instagram and Facebook to Donald Trump because he actually banned them. And thank you. I read too much. I read too much. I read way too much. I don't read as much as a real reader. I skim, and if it's news of the day and news of the future, I will read it. If it's just fiction, I won't read it. If it's something to do with something that's, I'm sorry, non-fiction. If it's non-fiction, I won't read it. I don't like non-fiction unless it's in video because I think anything that Hollywood puts out, like for instance, there was this guy. Oh my God, it made me cry a little bit. Not depressed, but he was the youngest senator in a small town in a state that I've never been to in the Midwest. I put it to you like that. I'll tell you two stories. And he sat up there and he was the youngest state senator. His parents died at the hands of a killer, and he swore he would get revenge. At first, before he became senator, he started to grab the gun from the guards and shoot the guy for killing his family. But instead, he didn't do it. He became the youngest senator. He made a movie. He made a movie about it. In Hollywood, like his sister said, that movie became just like they usually talk back in the day. And what I mean by that is how she used to talk about things. She said it sounded just, the actors sounded just like her. And that's the magic of Hollywood. If they make a movie about me, I'll be a Googleplex in there. That's the last known number before you get to infinite. You have other numbers. It's always a loophole. You got infinite plus one. That's, somebody was telling me about that. But to get to the point, she said it sounded just like her. It was Dateline again. And after he made the movie, after the guy got the death penalty and said F all the senators, the politicians. At first, he said the guy, the politician, the youngest politician, I forgot his name, said he forgave the killer. But when the killer got his lethal injection, he basically said F that guy. He said F the politician. He didn't say, I please forgive me for what I've done. He had no remorse after all his appeals. But he faked it with the guy, the politician. After he got his lethal injection, 10 to 20 years, when he turned 50 years old, he died. The politician. It's like it was meant to happen in that order. That's why I cried. Because that was a very sad story. He don't live to be 70 or 80 to enjoy life. He did his movie shoot. He said his forgiveness and he meant it to the guy. Maybe some underside deal happened where he sat up there and talked to the warden for a special thing, but it couldn't have happened that way because he was already sentenced to death. So it couldn't have happened that way. So he's dead now. A good politician. Another story before I get started. I don't think it's a good story. I think it's a sad story because two great men in the judicial system had died. And there was an accomplice and a judge that killed them. A judge that not only killed them in the state of Texas, but killed an innocent bystander, had napalm, had many of guns, was in a high IQ uh, group, was a captain in the army. And what happened and why he did it was that he sat up there, and that's what I mean when I say I like to watch real. This isn't going to turn me into an animal. This just lets me tell y'all what's killers are out there that don't have no remorse for what they do. You got some that do, but anyway, he was a decorated judge, a sheriff, no, a Texas Ranger, because this happened in Texas. And he sat up there and he got caught stealing some computers. And the prosecutor and the sheriff who arrested him got killed. I hope I'm saying this right. The sheriff and the prosecutor got killed. He had a vendetta because the sheriff arrested him and the prosecutor, and he had more enemies, which weren't enemies. They were doing their job. But it's just the point. He stole the computers out of the government facility. And when they sat up there and they asked him, they said, well, what? Why did you do that? And he was like, well, I was asking for them to give me computers. And then they were like, but you didn't sign up for that. So he got mad. Him and his wife went to an innocent bystander house in a dark Reaper mask. She was the lookout. He had a Crown Vic he used a false name to buy. He walked through the door. He shot her. He shot him. And he knew who he was. And then they left. And they parked it with a false name at a storage unit. He had a straight face, no lie, this judge, when they said, did you do it? The daughter at the end had the last word because Texas don't play that shit. Texas was like, you know what? We want him on the death penalty. And I would too. When they caught a bow and arrow, his wife spilled the beans on him. They caught a bow and arrow and some napalm, which is like some type of bomb or something that if you light it up, it's inflammatory or something. I don't want to know how to make that crap. But he was going to throw it on another judge, she said, and light it up and then shoot him with a bow and arrow and say F you. But the daughter at the last minute got the last word and said fuck you to the judge for how he took away not only her father but her mother. So they gave him lethal injection. And this is the stuff that goes on. You know, I I feel for that family. You know, they were just doing their job. And when she got 40 years in prison, but she was already in her 40s. And when they asked after the killing, they said after the two killings, after the two killings, how did you feel getting away? She said happy. How did he feel? She said happy. They grilled some steaks. I was like, that is just ridiculous, man. No remorse over him stealing computers. And they knew that if he got out, he would just get better and do it again. His wife ratted on him that his guns and the FBI got tired of her trying to say she wasn't going to the FBI was in it because of so many guns and stuff. But the FBI interrogator got tired of her talking to the police officers like she wasn't giving up nothing. So he came in there, he interrogated her, and she gave up everything. But she said the black bag, which was actually the Darth Vader mask that he had, was wrapped around in guns and he threw it in the ocean. They actually obfuscated or excavated the ocean, however you call it, and they found it, and that's the connection they had to give him capital murder. All them Texas Lone Rangers and shit. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. That she had a happy ending. Not only did she say F him, but she said some more good stuff. She ended up getting married to a sheriff. So that was her happy ending. So yeah. But did it take this? Why do it have to take a death or two deaths or three? Because there was actually three deaths that happened. For her, it's just sad, man. One last one, and I promise you, I put this on God, I'm gonna do it. So there was this. It was I was like, where are y'all living? It must be a rich country, rural area. But they would leave their keys in the ignition. And so it was this pervert going around stealing people's underwears. And then he graduated to assault. And then he graduated to murder. I didn't get to watch the whole thing because I jumped in the shower, but I was like, okay, I want to shower over that, you know. So, but yeah, man, it was pretty cool. Not cool, but crazy the way he that was not a Sigmund Freud slip. That was not an honest thing to say. I was just saying in general, Dateline tell you how many perverts and stuff is out here and how they can ruin people's lives. And that's why I'm always on high alert. I'm not paranoid, but I'm always on high alert when I am alone somewhere that somebody can creep up on me. Um, I have security system in my house. I'm alone. I'm alone. And I'm okay with being alone for now because I have a lot to take care of and I want to find the right one. I just don't want to sit up there and jump on anything that I won't say it in that way. And it wasn't what y'all were thinking. I was gonna say something, but I don't want to say it in that way. But I don't want to jump on anything. I just want it to be a mutual, equal thing, genuinely equal. No ulterior motive. Whether money, greed, different things. You know, for some lottery tickets, my ex-husband did what he did to me. So I don't really, no. I never think about going back to him because I know what he did. I can easily call him. I can easily call him and say, "Come back to me." And he probably would, seeing as though I have all these achievements and a house and a car. But do I? No, I don't want it. I don't want to be dead a year later and then him have my money playing lottery tickets with his mother. That's crazy. It was a double life he was living. I mean, stacks of lottery tickets like that in the back of the car, in the front of the car, in the seats crevices, in the floor of the car. I've never bought a lottery ticket before until I met him. And I may buy some here and there, but I haven't bought none in years. But the lottery tickets he plays, yes, they have one, I admit. And I had a legit license. So I was able to cash in $18,000 for them. And I got $4,000 in cash from that, which do I still have the pictures of? I don't really care about the pictures no more. But I did have, if I don't care. I had 18,000. They gave it to me and I gave it to her and she gave me the cash. Because nobody could cash the ticket. And then I won 5,000 off of a scratch off before because I started learning the algorithms more and more in Mountaintop. It was crazy. But you would spend and invest more money than you have in these scratch offs. I haven't played scratch offs in years. That doesn't intrigue me. It doesn't intrigue me. So it is a continuous random variable. It's actually a discrete variable. No, it's actually a continuous random variable. It's between discrete and continuous. I want to say the only reason I would say it's discrete is because they say 1 million people, well, you got a one chance out of 1 million people winning this scratch off, right? That's a number. You got a set number. But those scratch offs, those American scratch offs, you got like 400 million people here in the United States. So it's still discrete because it's a number. But the randomness of it is a continuous random variable where sometimes nobody wins. So it's infinite. And that's why I won't play. I mean, imagine putting maybe $20. That's fine. $20 a month on lottery tickets, that's fine. But spending hundreds of dollars to the thousands where you're keeping your tickets, which it did pay off a couple of times. Because sometimes he did win like $50 here, $300 there, 500, maybe 1,000. But he would keep the tickets, and it was so annoying. I be wanting to throw it away. He like, stop, don't throw it away. I be like, whatever. So yeah, at least keep it somewhere in a bag or somewhere where you can. Like he even had bags of them. It was crazy, man. It was dysfunctional. And then when I started getting paid from the VA, that's when everything turned upside down. He started staying on the phone with his mother way too much. Like he would literally fall asleep on the phone with his cousin or his mother, looking at me sleep. What type of crap is that? Then I woke up one day, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't speak. I'm waving at him to give me the Heimlich maneuver, and he's staring me dead in my eyes. And then when I finally came to, I said, "What the F is wrong with you? You seen I was choking." And he didn't even say nothing. He just rolled over and went back to sleep. So I started sleeping on the floor. And my cat used to sleep at the edge of the bed. Never used to, but when I started sleeping on the floor, Fonzie, started sleeping at the edge of the bed watching over me. And every time he rolled over, my cat would, I don't know, we would look at each other. So that's why I don't want to be with him. Then the gun to the head. I was cleaning my weapon. He was cleaning his weapon. We were arguing over, him cheating, which he kept denying to the T. And then I said, I believe you're doing something to my weapon because you keep asking for it. He said, fuck this. He walked over, he got the gun. It was something in the chamber, and he put it up to my head. He went downstairs and he pulled the trigger, which is on the ring device. He was in his boxers. He pulled the trigger, and it's on the ring device. All I asked was for a restraining order from him, and the judge wouldn't do it. And that's sad, man. When every time I don't have justice for people doing me dirty, it's like I'm starting to see a pattern with why, how, it's a deep state. If a woman is saying she don't want nothing, she just want a restraining order. So in case something bad happened, like if anything happened to me and it was on my husband, that judge will be held accountable. And that's my story. If he was a gentle husband, he would not have picked up the gun shell right the next day. He knew where he shot that weapon. And he picked up the gun shell the next day. Like, why are you looking for it? Leave it in the dirt. Joe wouldn't have noticed. But you destroying your evidence. So that's what happened to me and why I'm single. I don't just jump on everything that pounces on me. I want an equal mutual relationship. And I've had it tough. I'm not like a typical girl. I'm not going to sweat him. He was looking for me to sweat him. And I don't sweat people. It may seem like it because I'm being nice and I want to be nice. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I shouldn't have to worry about you cheating. I shouldn't have to go behind you like, one black girl was rubbing his hand one day, and I'm like, that's unacceptable. And that's when Marty gave me those black boxes, and I just woke up. I just started seeing weird stuff happening. Like my own employee bent over. They had sex while I was cleaning that big commercial building that was making me $3,000 a month, and got her pregnant because I wouldn't have his baby. And that's what her friend said. 3 months after, then he had other children that I noticed. It was terrible, man. He did me dirty. He did me really dirty. And the only reason I'm talking about it is because you want to know why I'm single for all those new people. That's why. And that's why I don't hate black men, but I know all men, some men, not all men are bad, but I've had too many encounters with African American men that has not been in my favor. I'm not saying I hate African American men or dislike African American men. I just, the encounters I've had with white men has been totally cool. And that's how I feel. I don't get treated like a piece of meat or like I'm less than. And just like a black man prefers a white woman, which I don't understand why, when sometimes these black men kill white women because they're thinking about slavery in the past. I don't prefer a white man because of that. And that's why I can go through all my relationships, and all of them were black, and all of them cheated. Not to say a white man wouldn't cheat, but I want to be treated not like, I want to be included in events and not treated like I'm slow. I'm not slow, not slow whatsoever. Only thing slow about me is my walk, and that's it. So let's get to this. Yeah, I got a good show for y'all today.
You again, why so serious? I talk slow. If it makes a difference, there's a lot I hear. What's going on? So great that you want to tell me, cause I thought that you love me only as a blind faith. Hi everyone, welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest here today on for the show. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're from?
Hold up. I gotta put the one more thing. Sorry. If I can find it. Let me not do it this way. Too many important stuff. Oh God. Hey, Misty. Hey, Joseph. Trying to find it. I didn't interview you. They wouldn't let me. All I need. I enjoy interviewing him. Where is it at? It should be in the. Let's go down, way down. This should be it. No, no, that's not it. This is why I hate going through this shit. Come on. I know I have it. Let me retitle it. Hold on, you guys. Let me. I'm gonna not close you out. I'm just gonna do this, this, this. Where are you at? Where are you at? I know I didn't delete it. No, that's one. Where's the other one? We're just gonna have to use that one. I've been doing 30 minutes worth of talking. Lord Jesus, help me. So now, rename it. I didn't mean to talk y'all head off, but for those who wanted to know, some people still don't care. It's not in the way that what just happened? Image. That's messed up, man. Let me see if it's up now. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to do this real quick because I want to get this taken care of. Too many vital information mixed in with it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. We're going to use this. There we go. Now we're going to crop you real quick. What? Huh? Hold up. No. Crop. There we go. Okay. Now do this. Because this is what I was doing before I was off air. I was actually doing this. So I'm going to start all over from the beginning to make sure we got a hit. I'm going to get some more back banners. I don't know why I don't use them in my show. I got to start using them. and get some more. You know what? Hold up. Shit. Let me move this real quick. No, move that. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it together. What? Give me something special. Perfect. Now take this, drag it over here, put it right there. Take that, kind of like square that away. Right there. Okay, let's see how that looked before I go any further. Hold on. That takes too long. Try it again.
You again, why so serious? I talk slow. If it makes a difference, there's a lot I hear. What's going on? So great that you want to tell me, 'cause I thought that you love me only as a blind. Hi everyone, welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest here today on for the show. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're from? You love me only as a blind. Hi everyone, welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest here today on for the show. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're from?
Hi everyone, my name is Nicholas DeGraff. I'm from Perth, Western Australia.
Okay, and can we go ahead and talk about your past leading up into your present before we get into the two subjects that you would like to get into today?
Yeah, definitely.
So what about your past do you want to talk about?
I guess just being that kind of sensitive kid growing up. I guess just emotionally sensitive. So things that wouldn't seem such a big deal, I guess, to most might have seemed like a bigger deal for me. And just dealing with those emotions, I never understood why I was like that, but I used to do a lot of journaling, a lot of poetry, and that just was all my outlet to try and understand my mental state. And then I'll just read it back the night before just to see if I'm feeling the same way as I did. So yeah, I just want to talk about I guess me as a kid growing up.
Go ahead. Whatever you want to talk about leading up into your present, you can talk about for 2 minutes.
Yeah, great. Okay. Well, yeah, so I think I used to be, well, I still am, but just when raw emotions come up or I just feel into it, a real deeper way kind of thing I feel. And I remember when the Twin Towers happened and I saw it on the TV and I was 13 years old, I just went into my room and I just wrote a poem. And I wrote this poem as if I was there in the Twin Towers. And I don't know where it came from.
Right now?
Not right now on me. I'd have to find it. I do have it on my socials somewhere. But yeah, ended up making the paper, and I don't know. I was trying to catch.
I need that poem. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll get you that. I'll get you that poem. But yeah, I was just like, I was trying to catch up to my hand when I was writing it, and it was just so much pain in it. And I was like, how am I feeling all this? Like I wasn't even there, but I just felt as if I was there as well. So, and just, I must have soaked up all the pain that everyone must have been feeling. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I wrote that, and that was the first.
That's
Sorry?
the spirit, the Holy Spirit in you doing
it. Yeah. So I was like, wow, this must be a form of me getting my message out. And it was that was the first time I really wrote poetry, and it just came so naturally. So I just used to write poetry and journal a lot about just growing up and scenarios that would happen at school or stuff like that, just because I didn't know how to really talk openly about it. So I found it easier just to self-reflect about the way I'm feeling about things and write it down. And it always helped me go to sleep at night because I could get rid of that emotion kind of thing on paper. And then
so you kind of like made a lesson plan and flooded all your feelings onto the paper with a pen or a pencil, so you can get the message out there to yourself or what to do and what not to do, or what should be done, basically, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I would write out how I felt, what should be done, what I would have liked, how that would have made me feel. So yeah, just pretty much like a plan, just writing it all down and expressing it, and then getting it off my chest, and then going to sleep and waking up the next day. And then before I did every journal entry, I would kind of...
Hold up. I just got a message from Donald Trump. So he was shot. He was shot in the ear. This is an updated message. He got shot in the ear. The shooter is dead. And there were whizzing sounds and shots. And he immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Wow. Who, like I said in the beginning, for those who's just joining, who would want them dead? Now, you can act like paid in full like Cameron and play it off and let, what happened to Mitch? I wasn't there. Why you scratched up? I was with this bad, you know what? Play it off.
Read the nights before entry to see if I'm feeling the same way, So I did a lot of Sorry?
Doctors do that.
Yeah, so I did a lot of self-regulation as a kid, and a lot of that. So, and then, just a mix of poetry as well, and just going through life as a kid with copious amounts of energy and not being able to concentrate at school. And I'm sure I would have been diagnosed. Yeah, I'm sure I would have been diagnosed with ADHD, but
me too.
I
do have it.
Yeah. Well, I only recently got diagnosed a couple of weeks ago by my psychiatrist. It's like a textbook. If you would have told me, if you would have seen us as a kid and explained how you were, we'd definitely say you had ADHD, because I just struggled to sit still and sitting in class and trying to concentrate on one thing. Just way too.
Me, it was never the concentrate. It was the concentrating, but when I wasn't able to concentrate, I would always push it off and sleep as a child.
Oh, yeah.
And ignore it because I couldn't relate or concentrate enough to understand it. And that's for boys, it's harder for y'all too, because y'all are a little immature, and that's a known fact. But it's just the fact that you tried, you were writing journals. Whoever taught you how to write journals was smart as crap, because I didn't even think about writing in the journals. But
I
guess
don't know
what?
either.
I have a journal.
Yeah, nice. But it's so important. I think
Tell me about
it's a
your
great
book.
way. Yeah. So my book, The Life of Little Nick, is just a story about a kid.
This is brought to you by what was it called? Alien Labs marijuana. Alien Labs marijuana.
Kid who, you know, goes through those emotions as a kid as well. It's just a story of my life as a little kid. And
that was called in California Alien Labs marijuana.
Used sports as my outlet. So when I was struggling with emotions of, I don't know, if I had a down day or something, I just go, right, I'm just going to go for a skate. You know, I go grab my skateboard and go to the local street areas and try to jump down some stairs or do some grinds, and then go down to the local skate parks. And that was
I remember playing the skateboard game like a long
Tony
time
Hawk.
ago. Tony Hawk! Yeah, it was so cool. And so when you said grinding, I was like, yeah, I know what grinding means. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's where, like, I loved that because you could learn. That's my style of learning. I'm playing a game. I'm learning how to do a trick on a game. And then I'm just trying to soak all that up and then know the type of the trick that I'm trying. And then I'll try it on the pavements.
Tony Hawk gonna be an old man trying to grind on a daggone, what is it? I don't know what they call it. Them poles, them horizontal poles and scrap. My heart and condolences go out to Donald Trump for that, by the way. I never said that, but I just had to say that.
So, you know, when I catch up with my mates, you'll want to spend ages playing Tony Hawk. I'm like, no, man, no, like, I really want to practice this trick now. Like, let's go outside and go for a skate, you know, because I just had so much energy. Most of my friends and stuff couldn't keep up around me. So I just thought, well, surely there's other kids like me out there. So I thought I'll put it all in a book, you know, and poetry is what I enjoy. So I write it myself. And I had a guy reach out to me and said, your illustrations are really good. Have you thought about writing a children's book? And I was like, oh, nah, but yeah, I'll write one tonight. So it took me about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. I just wrote it in one shot. And then I was just like, what do you think? It's a rhyme.
Master at that.
Yeah, but it's just catching up to my hand because I'm like, oh, that's what you want to talk about. Yeah, okay, cool. This is cool. I just let my mind and hand do the work. When I get into that flow, it's just like you're just trying to catch up. So yeah, I wrote it all.
Business.
My business is mental awareness with sport. So I teach kids how to surf, skate, and bodyboard. And at the skate park, I would teach them about fear and anxiety. So when they're standing on a ramp for the first time that they haven't gone down, they've got quite a lot of fear. And I ask the kids, how's this making them feel? Like, what are you thinking? And they're like, well, I'm thinking if I fall, I've had one kid say, I'm going to fall from here and smash all my teeth out on the floor. And I was like, no, I don't think, that's not going to happen because I'm going to hold your hand.
Did y'all ever see that clip, man? It was all over. I haven't seen major cable networks, TBS or something like that. TNT something. I don't know. It used to come on bad sports injuries or some crap like that. This white man or boy or a teenager was riding a skateboard, and when he tried to stop himself, his bone, he tried to go around his hand, and his bone just snapped out of place and back in place, but I don't even want to remember it. But he sat up there and his bone came out of his skin. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh my God. I
And
just, what is going
you're not gonna fall and do that. But I just want to.
I don't like this. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do because I emptied. This is 2 new CDs. What am I doing wrong? What is so full about this? That's just this, and this. I'm gonna take it to Geek Squad or something because I can't afford this keep happening to me.
Make you aware that's probably what your anxiety is telling you. You know, when you have high fear, you could have a bit of anxiety where you think worst case scenario. And to me,
fight or flight response, but in a bad way. They have that fight or flight, but they need to. How do you get them to break out of that cycle of negative fight or flight response? Thank you.
Confidence-based training that I've applied. So
yeah, positive.
Yeah, and I would applaud and high five their confidence. So when they go, because I do a 10-finger technique to a body hover, which is like the kids can choose how many fingers they want to hold of my hands to go down these ramps. And then they use their confidence to say, you know what, I'm ready to go one hand, one finger. I'm like, really? I said, great. That's great confidence. Applaud that confidence. And then they go one finger, one hand, and they build that confidence. And then they do one finger hover where they just surround my finger but not grab it. And then if they only grab it if they feel scared. And then I would applaud them once they finished the ramp and said, look, you didn't even grab my finger down the whole ramp. So technically, you've just skated that by yourself. Do you want to try a body hover? And body hover is just surrounding my arms around them as like a barrier, but not touching them and letting them skate down the ramp. So if they fall, they'll just fall into me and I'll just grab them. So then, yeah.
How do your business have positive reinforcements towards adults versus children? Because we know that with positive reinforcement, children, they respond better versus negative reinforcement. So like whooping. And I just wanted to know, what is it that you do in your business that's a positive reinforcement towards adults?
Towards adults, I guess it's just seeing the techniques that I've applied is helping them reinforce their negative mindset of saying, oh, come on, just go down the ramp, just do it already, And then I'll be saying to the kid, no, just do it when you're ready. I'm right here for you. If you do fall, I'm going to catch you. So I don't really address the parents like straight away on it. I'm only focused on the kids and their techniques. But before I did the kids, I did a lot of work with adults. So I would run 10-pin bowling, I'd run mini golf, I'd run nature walks, organize like golfing days where you just hit some balls and we all have a mental health chat about, our struggles and achievements that we've all went through with our mental health. But I would always lead the conversations with, these are the challenges, but these are the positives. So yes, I've acknowledged a challenge, but I've finished it on a positive note. And that's what I tried to help with the adults, to identify that as well. And then if they can't, the positive people that are in that mindset go, well, you have been doing really well because you have been doing this.
Have you ever thought about creating your own, an app towards your business that deals with, instead of just a book, but an app and a book towards what you're doing that you love doing, talking about reiterating children and positive reinforcement to help them go down that ramp, and ways to have the family adjust to skating, right? This is not skating.
Yeah.
It's skating in a different way. Skateboarding.
Yeah, skateboarding, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. Like that's definitely an outlook because I was gonna do little YouTube clips as well to be like, right, these
TikTok.
are TikTok, and be like, these are the positive training techniques you can apply on your child to, you know, work with your child's strengths on them completing the challenge.
Also, I decided what I was going to do. Oh my God. Stop. Background task. There's no background task.
Challenge. Don't work on your
just shut
strengths by
up,
telling
bro.
your child to do the challenge. You know, you gotta work with the individual and go, okay.
Them.
Yeah, I know that you're still feeling scared, but you can do it. How many fingers do you want to hold this time? And then next time, why don't we just try to reduce one finger then? And then they go, oh, one finger reducing isn't too bad because I'm still holding on to heaps of fingers. But it just helps their mindset start to switch to, I am doing it. You know, I've started off on 10 fingers and now I've only got one finger left, and the excitement of the kids and how excited they get to go, can we try body hover? I said, yeah, go for it. Let's do it. You know, because they know that they've used this process, and I've had parents reach out to me and say, you know, we went on a holiday and there was a rock jump into a waterfall. And
I hate that I have to do this. I have to cut it down because it's not a 30-minute film.
And there was some high rock jumps, and my son used the same techniques that you taught him about his confidence to be able to jump off on the big one, you know. And they're like, it's just their confidence is booming now. So I was like, that's great, because I found when you had confidence through your life as a kid, I know it just helps keep bullies off you. And when you have those kind of sports in your back pocket, all of a sudden you seem cool off the bat too, because you just rock up to the school and you just do a good trick on a skateboard and it's like, oh, that guy can skate. Or, you know, you've been surfing, you've got images of you surfing.
That's why I questioned skateboarding, because I was like, okay, he was just talking about swimming and then skateboarding. So I was like, skateboarding. I was like, okay.
Yeah, skating, skateboarding, yeah.
Athletic things.
Yeah, there is. There's heaps. But yeah, and skateboarding is, I just find it's just such an art as well. Like, there's so much going on. Yeah. I've got a screw holding my wrist together. I've torn my ligaments off my ankle before. And yeah, it's a dangerous sport, but I make sure throughout all the lessons that kids know we all practice our falls first. We're all padded up completely, and then we actually fall down these ramps first. And in the intermediate class, I have kids going down a ramp at full speed and jumping off their board and falling, but they're falling onto their pads and they're sliding out of it. So they know that worst case scenario, when they do have to fall, it's just muscle memory that they go straight onto their pads. And that's so important. I wish I grew up skating that way, because I would have saved my wrist from breaking, and you know, I would have saved my ankle from rolling, because you just instantly drop onto your hands and your knees and you just slide out of it on pads.
And where do you think this is going in the future?
Well, I'd love to run like things.
I'm gonna cut Daryl's off.
At school, I'm doing a diploma, studying a diploma in mental health, so I want to try and incorporate a little basic counselling, because a lot of the kids that I have one-on-one in the surf, it's a great environment to counsel. So I just kind of talk about the effects of bullying, and if the kids have ever been affected by bullies, and you know, the kids open up to me in the surf, and it's really, really good environment just to have that chat and get some waves at the same time. So I want to try and
that's what my weakness is, y'all. Not wanting to cut down filming, because I think it's all good film, but I'm not a pro at that part.
Incorporate the counselling side a bit more. And then I've also got another course in November. It's a great environment to counsel. So I just kind of talk about the effects of bullying, and if the kids have ever been affected by bullies, and you know, the kids open up to me in the surf, and it's really, really good environment just to have that chat and get some waves at the same time. So I want to try and incorporate the counselling side a bit more. And then I've also got another course in November for me to be facilitating mental health first aid for youth. So I can actually educate kids through mental health first aid, and they can get certificates knowing how to deal with mental health. And then I can take them out onto the skate park to try and identify that, flight or fright kind of scenario.
Which one is like a nonprofit organization or something like that?
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on as well. Yeah, I'm working on my not-for-profit at the moment. I already have a community of people that are part of the business, and we're just working on the rules to finalise the not-for-profit. But then, we'll go to try and get grants from the government and see what programs we can run. But I'd love to run like school programs where you just hire a bus and you just go to some state parks, and have a mental health chat. Each is on us, There's no kind of bullying. There's no it's all just picking each other up and be like, yeah, you can do it, because that's what I find a lot of my classes is when kids get quite upset about their skill level and their confidence. The kids I've seen, some young girl just go up to the new person that's just telling us that's okay. You just need to build up your confidence, and Nick would help you with that. And that's the message that I'm trying to deliver is, you just need to work on your confidence if you want to challenge that mindset. So that message is starting to get delivered now.
Yeah. And I want to say confidence is everything. And I try to break myself out of confidence because of the way I was raised and bullied. And I feel like, I had so much fear instilled in me. It's going to take twice as long to get that fear up out of me. But I know it can be done because every day gets easier and every day gets better. So that's the process.
Yeah, exactly. There's a pathway to it with every day getting better. So.
Well, can you do me a favor and tell the people how they can reach you? Well, can you do
some ways at the same time. So I want to try and incorporate the counselling side a bit more.
Well, can you do me a favor and tell the people how they can reach you?
Yeah, well, they can reach me via Moore's Group. I've got that on Facebook and Instagram, and then I've got a website, www.mooresgroup.com.au. And if they search on Amazon for The Life of Little Nick, there will be copies on, there's a Kindle version for less than the price of a coffee. And then there's a paperback version, which is, I think, about $15. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's happy.
It's so funny to me. I can't get it out of my head, yo. If who would want Donald Trump dead? I'll just let that simmer. Without me saying no names, who on the top of the list, of the hit list, would want Donald Trump dead? Just ask yourself that. I'll let that sit.
People can reach me.
Thank you. And one last thing, if you needed to give a piece of advice to an entrepreneur who wanted to start a nonprofit or wanted to start their own skateboard business or their own swimming business, whatever, what would it be?
Yeah. Never stop believing in yourself, and those people that are telling you a no, prove them that there's a yes.
Thank you. Thank you for joining my show. Stay on the line. Thank you, everyone, for joining my show. Take care and be safe. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I have a very, very special guest here for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from? I have to cut his down. So who else? What else am I going to do? No, pink wouldn't do. No. I gotta go by Geek Squad. That is so beautiful. We're just gonna put blue because he's a Democrat. This is the guy that was running for president of the United States. I wonder if he really works so we can work it out.
for the show today. Can you go ahead?
He could have been an FBI agent fucking with me. I don't know. I done had so many people on the show. I know it's bound to have some FBI agent fucking with me, making it seem like they don't know who I am and stuff. I done had some weird stuff happen. Like he is the weird. I had him on 5 times. This is the only show I deleted 4 of them, and this is the only one that I'm gonna get the show.
And announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from.
Yeah. Well, this is a very special program. So it's very special to be on here with you. It's a real honor and a privilege, and it's nice to meet you face to face.
You see what I'm saying, y'all?
Face finally. My name's Daryl Constantine. I'm running for president 2024. You can go to my website, constantine2024.com. Currently, the Democrats are in there, so I'm running as Republican. I plan on winning the nomination and then bringing the country together on my plan to make America Christian again.
Yeah, he got Maca. He got a Maca hat. It was so cool, man. It's an honor. If he really who he say is, he didn't like Donald Trump though.
Thank you. And it sounds perfect, you know. And can you go ahead before we get to the juicy part, talk about your past leading up to why you want to become president of the United States?
Yeah, my past isn't really all that interesting. I'm kind of just a normal, everyday Joe, small business owner. Really, for me, it's just kind of been sitting back and looking, even going back to when I was in high school and looking at this kind of boomer generation that's been running the show politically. And I really,
I'm a baby boomer. I just noticed that. Oh my god.
really don't think they get it. I think that we've seen both
He
sides.
was talking so much crap. I forgot about Donald Trump and Biden.
It's Republican and Democrat. We've kind of seen what they have to offer to the American people. And I don't think that either of them are really quite hitting the mark. So in the absence of somebody else doing what I feel needs to be done, I feel it's obvious to step forward and do it myself.
What do you plan on changing for the United States of American people?
Well, it's a great question, Kimberly. First and foremost, I want to turn the nation back to God. I want to put God first. Forget about America first. I think that we've been doing me first and America first. I don't actually think that this is really that new of an idea. I think that we've been trying to do things for ourselves for really about 50 years now. And the truth is that this is actually what happens when you do that. I think that what we need to do is we need to turn back to God and put God first. And I think that very clearly when we look at history, whether we look at it from a biblical perspective or even a secular perspective, when you turn away from God, it doesn't end well. So first and foremost, we need to make America Christian again. And when we look based on this perspective on compassionate Christianity and honoring God, it creates a totally new platform that takes some things from the Democrats and some things from the Republicans, and it forces both sides to let go of some things as well. So obviously we've got some specific problems that we could talk about. We can talk about the economy. We could talk about geopolitical concerns. We can talk about foreign policy concerns. All of these are treating the symptom. And the real problem, the root cause, the real issue at the heart of the matter for the American people right now is the moral decline and the moral collapse of the nation. So all of the other things sort of get addressed, but rather than focusing on the symptoms first, we're going to actually focus on that root problem. And the root problem is that we're not a nation that loves and respects God. So we do that first and foremost, and that's going to trigger all of the other policies that are going to have positive impacts across the board.
What about the economy? What is it that you plan on changing for the economy and the people that are suffering?
Well, one of the things about the economy that's interesting is that we used to have something called the American Dream. And what the American Dream was that if a man was willing to work an honest job 40 hours a week, he'd be able to support his wife and his children and own a home. And thankfully, during World War II, and we're very appreciative of this, the women stepped up at home and helped out with the work while the men were overseas. But the men came home, and we've kept everyone in the workplace. And now what we've done is we've created a situation where one person isn't enough to support the family. Now, in many cases, both the mother and the father have to work. So one of the big things that I want to do to help the economy is I want to actually extend paid maternity leave out to 18 years, provided that you stay with the father of the children. I want to make it easier for families to stay together and raise the family inside of a Christian biblical model. And this works out very well for the economy because children that are raised in this traditional environment, they tend to be much more successful. So we've been doing the opposite. Myself, I grew up in a broken home. My parents were divorced. A lot of us are. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not about pointing fingers at people, but we know that it's easier if the parents stay together. So we want to make it easier for that to happen because that's going to have a very positive impact on the future of the economy. We're essentially investing in that generation of children because we're going to have children that are going to be contributing to the economy in a big way in the future.
Now, let's and well said, by the way. Let's kind of rewind and talk about what did you do in order to put in place you running for president? Did you go by the government building for all those people that are looking up to you that possibly want to run?
Why did I say that? And I did want to run. After I interviewed him for 5 times, I was like, I'm running. And then the downfall. Man, it'd be a great story for Hollywood, but a bad story for me. And they probably already been messing with it a little bit about my story, but then changed the names and stuff. But seriously, man, I did want to at one point. And I knew it would be hard, but to have my name get some votes would have been in the Congress. It has nothing to do with winning. It has everything to do with accomplishments of an African American girl that have been through so much.
The more Republicans, the better. That's what I say. What plans did you put in place? Do you have like a campaign or what is going on with that?
Oh, I'm talking from
while he gets back up. If mine's cut off, I already know what it is. So I'll wait.
Is the most sacred thing that a society has. And we've actually put that last.
He was going in and out. I hate that.
On the list of whose rights are most important. The rights of children to have a mother and a father, we've actually
I'm calling from
so this to me
DC.
Is really the only issue that is non-negotiable. Everything else, even financial issues, even the economy, it is important, but there are things even more important than how much money you have in your pocket. There are things like spiritual well-being of your household, the spiritual well-being of your children. And we have a culture right now, and not only a culture, but an entire corporate apparatus that is unleashing about quite a bit. And I won't go too into specifics. That's very important. And this is going to have a big impact geopolitically as well, because this has been kind of an unspoken issue, which is that a lot of the world actually designed for that, because as you mentioned, the economy, as you know, is in very, very tough shape. We have a very tough situation between raising rates, right, or cutting down inflation, and countries want to get him so far the good where the Democrats usually are that issues, even the economy is a pretty if you want to do it, if you want to sell products about it, that's fine, but not to anyone under the age of 18. That's very important.
Something ain't right. Where is it at? Oh, there it is.
What is going on with that? Why he gets back up if mine's cut off is our what is going on with that? Why he gets back up if mine's cut off is I already know what it is. So I'll wait. He'll come back on. He's in the building and he has a wonderful plan. Here we go. There you go.
Yeah, we've got some choppy internet issues. I was having a hard time hearing that question. It sounded like you were asking me about kind of what are some plans that I have to fix things for the country. And one of the things that's very important is the people need health. Very important is the people. And one of
or what is going on with that?
One of the things that's very
or what is going on with that?
One of the things that
or what is going on with
one of the things that's very important
pain or what is going on with
one of the
what plans did you put in place? Do you have like a campaign? Did you put in place? Do you have like a campaign or campaign? Better. That's what I say. What plans did you put in place? Do you have like a campaign?
One of the things that's very important
Hold
is
up.
people need. One of the things that's very
Why is it
important
still on here?
Like a campaign?
One of the things that's very important is the people need health care.
A campaign or
one of the things that's very important is the people need health care. And we have a lot of homeless people as well. This is a huge problem. So we need things like more minimum wage. We need things like healthcare. These are things that are kind of unusual for a Republican to take on. And this is where I talk about kind of mixing some from each side. The reality is that there is a lot of disparity in the income in this country, and a lot of working class people are falling through the cracks. So we need to give a more paternal federal government. We need to support these people. We need to be bringing people back up. So kind of in line with what I was saying earlier, it's a bunch of policies that are designed to incentivize and pick people up. And now is a really important time for that because, as you mentioned, the economy, as you know, is in very, very tough shape. We have a very tough decision where we have to choose between kind of raising rates, right, or cutting down inflation. And we've kind of reached a point, we've kicked that can so far down the road that there's not a lot of good answers. So first and foremost, we have to stop doing the investing in the things that are bad. Right now, a lot of money is this is kind of not going to be encouraging these things to people. And what you need a return from government. And the issue is, with Democrats, usually are ones willing to do that. They take a lot of that in there. Encouraging lifestyle children, as we talk about it. And what statistics, I'm going to about that. And it's actually obvious. Statistics on that. And these really big issues because these children is the most safe.
Hate having to cut it down.
So this is really the only everything else. Even financially, even the economy is great, but there are things you work with now. There are things like spiritual well-being, household, spiritual well-being, we have culture right now, and not culture, an entire corporate that is unleashing demons on children starting at a very, very early age. So pretty much our age, we have to have this on and that or 18. All this other stuff. When I do it in this class, that's fine. I'm not saying I'm going to be 18. That's very important. This is kind of big actually. This is kind of unspoken issue, which a lot of work actually doesn't want some stuff that push on that. I can't say it doesn't want sexuality push. So we have to about her when I was writing obviously how it was the rest of the world is a spiritual class in the United States. And we want that. And I think actually the message in the United States and really civilization have put together is also expressed in that that's right now. And some people never up they say and you can do this. And it's very important. Make America Christian. Yeah, because we were actually Christian. Not too we didn't have souls less than 50 years ago. So actually it's 1967 now, like 5 years ago. And oddly enough, no one stopped very quickly going outside. So one thing I'm saying people, which we get, there's actually nothing wrong with what it is. This is actually what democracy is. Democracy is something that's designed to adjust it according to what we people want. So we have a right to tell corporate America that we want this for sure. We don't have to do it unilaterally. I'm going to say that. What I do is this people and then agree with me. Then you have to change laws and you have to have these policies. So we get something out. This is very Democrats are having a real vision for the country. Every state showing willingness to an ambition. And racism companies is complaining and they complain things. But when it comes down to it, it's not having a real conversation about being policies that actually impact these things that are aligning certain Americans. There's another way because then capitalism is really about capitalism is a big power thing that we can't touch. And see, capitalism is great, great money, but it's not touchable. It's not more than like it's not more than right now. So we have to actually. I'm making some right action. We should have we must need enough access to the open show. He was on government. It's not more important for me than right and wrong. So we have to actually. I have one more question for you because under a minute, can you tell me you must need enough access to the open show? He was on government, right and wrong. So you have to actually. Have to act. there's not a lot of good answers.
I have one more question for you because under a minute, can you tell me before I ask you how the people can reach you? Tell me, how would you change the laws around the gun violence that's been going on? Because, you know, in my personal opinion, I believe that it is strategically being done, and it's strategically wrongfully being done in schools. And it's not right. And I feel like right now, what would you do? 2 block radius policemen, what would you do?
Well, you know, for me, this is an issue where there does need to be some compromise, because I do think that unfortunately we do have so many cultural problems that I don't think that we can maybe allow anybody to buy guns the way that we used to. So I do think that that is a reality. And I think that we all look at these shootings, and I think when Republicans want to just revert to Second Amendment, I think that that's not really enough on the problem. I think that the cultural part of the problem is really the big meat and potatoes. So what I would like to do is actually address both things at the same time. So I would like to bring both parties together, maybe bring in some more meaningful reforms in terms of gun restrictions, but also things like a federal ban on pornography and cleaning up the culture. Because really there's two common factors in virtually all of these shootings. And one is, of course, that there is a gun involved, and the other is that there is almost always a home that doesn't have a lock in it. So this is something where I don't shut down when Democrats talk about this issue, because this to me is it's not much of political. There's a gun involved, and the other is that there is almost always a home that doesn't have a father in it. So this is something where I don't shut down when Democrats talk about this issue, because this is something to hear from them. This is something to yeah.
How can the people
Hey. Yeah. Virtually all of these shootings. And one is, of course, that there is a gun involved, and the other is that there is almost always a home that doesn't have a father in it.
How can the people reach you? Because we're gonna have to dig deeper into more questions about this. But
yeah,
how can the people reach you?
Yeah, you know, I don't do social media. Constantine2024.com.
How the hell you in politics but don't do social media? See what I'm saying? Hint number 2. You look just like an agent.
Hop on there, shoot me an email. Kimberly, I'd love to come on with you again, because you're a very special person, and I really appreciate you having me on. And I appreciate your audience hearing me out today. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Stay on the line. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day, and I'll be back on in just a minute. Bye.
Here we go. Okay. The Kimberly Cloud Show. LLC. Nick. Good. Correct. What just happened? I know what just happened. I'm probably not even online right now. Oh crap. Just in the nick of time. Okay. All these errors like I used to get back in Santa Maria. See how they mess with me? You can say it's the internet messing up. They be messing with me. They're like, we shouldn't show your face. Get out my face. I was talking about New Jack City, y'all. And I was talking about the end. The end was so hilarious. Police officer, he was hard. He was like, I want to shoot you. I won't say the rest, but he was like, I want to shoot you. And then he said something explicit, but it was so hilarious, man. Because here's this drug dealer getting away with murder over and over and over, killed his own friend, killed his own buddies. His buddies died at the hands of him, and here he go, he killed his own mother, I think, and he told him the story. I'm not done yet. I'm never done. I'm never done. Hold on, I'm not done. It's downloading. So I'm taking a short interlude until it pops up and say this is done. Um so pretty much he said that, and that was pretty funny, man. Everybody thought Ice-T was the crap. They was like, oh my God, Ice-T is going hard. It's so hilarious, yo. Y'all have to see that video if you've never seen this New Jack City. I was talking about it. It's so hilarious, man. That was something real to say. Nobody never heard that saying before. So, you know. It was a little cool today, but I'm waiting. First light done. I don't get what you're saying. You're speaking kind of foreign to me. I wish I understood what you say. If you say something, there we go. It was successful. If you say something legible, I'll let you shine. You say something dumb, I'll play dumb too. That's how we go. That's how Kimberly Cloud rose. Funny. Now I'm back to doing it. Okay. We're going to delete these two projects. Move the trash. Move the trash. That one is that. Thank you, Nick. I can't even. Oh my God. Oh my God, I spelled his name wrong. When it gets done, let's just make a note. Respell name. Some people done wrote me, like 10 people wrote me in a 2-year time saying, hey, you misspelled my name. And they probably think I did it on purpose, but I didn't. Oh man. I'm gonna get one of those things that sit up like that. Tired of going to the okay. While I do that, let me write down because it's been a minute. Oh no, you are not gonna spill. I would be so embarrassed. So we got Facebook. What other program? Facebook is the only program where you can post this. Can y'all see that? You're from Pakistan. What's going on over there? Isn't there a war? I'm so dumb when it comes to what is going on in Gaza with Hamas. I want to know all the juicy details. And it's funny. Your name is Let's Go with Zamas. I hope I said that right. Okay. Now, assassination attempt. So who allowed? I can't do it right now. What am I going to do? Facebook. Who allowed that gun to get slip in through the cracks of, like, who allowed the gun? They need to be investigating the actual security guards there who pat people down. Somebody paid to get that gun in. Facebook, Thurston County Media, community media. We're going to do all this tomorrow and then another video. DCTV, what else? SBTV, what else? I want to see if this can go on Roku. I hope Roku don't act weird. What else? So we got Facebook, Thurston Community Media, DCTV, SBTV, Roku. I already have them on my season 2. I put so many people on season 2 of Apple Podcasts. I put like 70 people to 120. Everybody actually, 200 people I put on there in like a couple of weeks. And that's what I plan on doing with the videos. If I could do 2 videos a weekend and do my homework on the weekend, that can make me catch up from 23 and 2022. Facebook, Thurston Community Media, DCTV. Oh, long call. And that should be good. I just always put it on Facebook because that's like the easiest. Let me see something. Let me see if I can put it on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. You've been waiting all night long. Let me delete this. No. Wait. Video playlist. Manage video playlist. Channels. Duh, 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 duh. Come on. I got you, Roku. No. trying to figure something out. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I haven't done it in so long. That's when you put it on there. Channels, playlist, video playlist, queue, let's view. Okay, got you. Okay, yeah. Upload content, delete, delete, browse files. I gotta get in touch with them. Hopefully this works. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. We're about to see. Ooh, what's that? I didn't want to see the. I wanted to see the pizza. So I'm about to get off of here because I got a big day. So let's write down what we're gonna do tomorrow. We finished with but we need to do that, and we're gonna edit another video. 2 people and start on week 4 projects. So I'll be done. That's at the end. But until let me see what videos I'm gonna edit. Let's go ahead and download them. What is this? We're gonna delete that. Wait, hold up. Go home. Go to pass. I did not mean to do that. I did not. Oh yeah, put people on Apple. I'm glad I did that. So I have a lot to do. People on Apple and get the list. Calendar for the week. I'm gonna take a peek at it right now. Doobie doobie doo 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 doobie doobie doo 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 doobie doobie doo 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 Delete everything. What? Sometimes I say homework and I got 3 people to do. Put on Apple. I don't want to fall behind. Who else? And real. So I keep it like that. Keep that in between. Oh, I got me, real, Elizabeth, Brenda, and there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little Easter eggs. That's tomorrow. Green, red, orange, and blue. Whichever one should I get to you? I'm gonna have to change some stuff around. I'm so glad I took a peek at that. I have a okay week, but I have to change them to Dominica McBride and Rochelle Marine Lawson. She didn't even send the bio or pic. What time is hers? I could possibly make it, but just in case I won't. People been sitting up there playing games. She says she has a PhD but haven't sent nothing. I'm not talking junk. I'm just stating facts. Let me look just to be sure. And then I'll be here just waiting and she won't even come online. Or he. And I put my foot in my mouth. So let me write her. I could be wrong sometimes. Hi, can you please reschedule for 10 a.m. Please confirm and tomorrow. And I apologize to her. So many people, whether male or female, has been calling out. It has nothing to do with her as a person. She's beautiful to me. Please confirm, and tomorrow I will make everything and put it together. Thank you so much. I'm serious. I take ownership. Ooh, how can you make plant-based mayo? Now people want to try it. You know, when they say no artificial flavoring, I'm like, so what is it? Super artificial flavoring? And y'all just don't want to say what kind of flavoring? Because it has to be some type of flavoring in there. What's artificial versus what's not artificial these days? Is super artificial in flavoring? I'll take the super artificial. I'll take the artificial. I grew up off of artificial. You know, crap like that. Let me copy and tell her 10:30. Bio and pick. Can you confirm that you are coming for the show and that you will be there at 10:30? That's retarded. 10:30 instead of 9:30. I have a serious appointment to go to. Please confirm. Yes. Send your bio drive. I need one of them things to go behind me so I won't be sit slouched down. You know, some terrorists do that to you. To this address. And I'll make your banner tomorrow. Thanks. Okay, I got that out the way for that. She sent me a Google job, and then I don't have nobody on Tuesday, and that gives me enough time to catch up on whatever I need to catch up on. She tried several times. I'll write her on Tuesday. I get it prepared. Tuesday is my day to get prepared for the rest of the month. Let me make. Oh, I reached the end of the list. Okay, great. I want to get on Matchmaker real quick because a lot of people has been writing me. I don't want to show nobody right now. 8 messages already. Some people probably. Okay, that's Elizabeth. He said he'll get back to me later. I'll get back with him in a second. Let me see who this is. I'm gonna block them. Okay. I tried to reach out to them. Let me send him my calendar link. Okay. Unread Mark Hicks. Got them to go back. Okay. Okay. I got an interview. Hopefully it works out. Um, let me let them. I gotta log back on. I want to collaborate with them. Okay. Okay. So tomorrow is a long list. We're gonna take the uh we're gonna take the video we have and put them on all the networks. We're gonna start on week 4 projects last if we have time. If not, we can do it throughout the week or the weekend. But we're gonna get the calendar link for I don't need to do that. That's Tuesday. Off day. Put people on Apple 7. So edit a video, another video, 2 people. Put Nick DeGraff and Daryl Constantine on these networks and start on week 4 projects. I don't need to do the calendar link thing. And then I have an interview July 15th at 6:30 p.m., which is Monday. So yeah, take care of you guys. Be safe. And I will see you next time. I'll be right back.